It's not live, so
Yeah, it's a pre-recorded episode, so
recorded.
it's low stakes. Yeah, the stakes are low. They're in supine. The stakes are in supine.
What is that?
Lying down, like they're low stakes. It was a joke.
Oh, I've never heard that word before.
Oh well,
You're
the
a
first
doctor
time for everything.
Dr. King.
Sometimes,
yeah. Here we are, episode 22 of ArachNerds, brought to you by Fulvius Apparel, fulviusapparel.com, hats, hoodies, shirts, all that good stuff. You know you want it, I got it. Use the code THN at checkout. Get a little discount off your order. Tax season is coming up here soon. Might run me a little good old interest-free loan to the government sale. We'll see. But I do have some new stuff sort of in the works. Just been tough to find time to really sit down and crank it out. But in the meantime, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Fulvius Apparel, and then go shop around. Check it out. And then, even more importantly, go to the Tarantula Addicts Discord. Join I think it's safe to say one of the largest sort of
the coolest
invert groups as far as forums type things. I don't know what the official term is for like a Discord.
Any information that you could need is there, basically.
Yes, a lot of people.
A lot of information.
There's a lot of people and there's a lot of information, but it doesn't feel like crowded. Like for the amount of people that are there, it doesn't feel like it's like a just followable flow of
we got our own little slice of heaven there, man. We got our own little slice of heaven, It's we stick in our Underdark channel. Sometimes I'll venture over to tarantulas.
Mm-hmm.
And myriapods. I am in myriapods. I'm in the myriapod. Yeah, no, I hang out there sometimes. But but it's we got our own little slice of heaven, It's nice.
Yes. It is. It's awesome. I don't understand, like, it notifies me when I'm tagged directly, like from you or Dritz.
Yep.
But if I don't get a notification if like you're messaging and it's not tagging me, but there's like a conversation between you, me, and Dritz.
Yeah, you gotta change your settings. Yeah, you gotta change your settings.
To do that because then my phone's gonna be just going off.
Yeah.
All day, which I mean, it already does that with Instagram, but whatever. But I hate that you have to keep like refereeing. And
if I see like a reference to Justin, I just tag him. Like it's no context, like nothing, just so he's aware. Like if I tag Justin, he'll see it, he'll respond to it if it's important when the time comes, and it will get addressed. That's how I feel. It makes me feel safe.
Working, yeah.
I was texting you, and I'm just like, dude, is he pissed?
Like, I know. I was like, I bet like either man. I was like, Drew probably texted me about shirt stuff. Like Phil's probably texting me, and I'm not getting any of it, and I can't get a hold of Dritz because I can't. Yeah. Like the Discord, maybe I could hit him up on there. It's like that's the only way I have of getting a hold of him is that in text. So yeah, I was like fully expecting once we got service back from my phone to just like have a stroke. And it didn't, but I was so busy at work it didn't even really matter if I had service or not because I wasn't looking at my phone.
I feel that, dude.
Yeah, so
it's just one of those weeks.
Go to Discord. There's the link you can get from Phil or I if you'd like to make it easy. Otherwise, discord.gg/TA is the place to go to join.
And once you join, don't forget to post in introductions and introduce yourself. That will allow you to get roles, and that'll allow you to participate in the Discord itself. So, again, please join. Super cool.
And since we're on the topic, I know we were gonna do things a little different. Let's go ahead and we did a drawing.
Yes. Okay.
Let's go ahead and hammer that out.
So there is a. There was a Christmas drawing, a Christmas giveaway sponsored by an anonymous member of the Underdark community. This individual obviously wanted to remain nameless and provided the $150 voucher to Dritz and the Underdark for kind of whatever you want. So we're gonna do Smitty. I don't know if you're gonna share your screen, whatever's clever.
I am.
But it's gonna be like a random name picker, if you will. Yeah, here we go. So these are all the people that entered here on the right, and it's gonna be random, and we'll kind of see who wins.
Are we ready? I'm gonna hit the button.
Yeah, go for it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can. That's kind of cool.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay. All right. J Simpson 42. Nice.
Woo. Let me take
there
a
it is.
that to post in the Discord.
Yep. Throw that on TA and just tag J Simpson. Make sure you tag Dritz.
Swing.
Nice. So J Simpson 42 will get $150 and free shipping towards whatever J Simpson 42 wants. So that's kind of cool.
Fulvius stuff, right?
I believe there is some Fulvius stuff. If you want to pull up the document, kind of make that accessible, Smitty. There was quite a few stipulations, if I recall.
Let me see if I even have the doc handy.
It should be pinned. It's under pins. So let's see here. Yep. Let me double check. So yeah, so a custom t-shirt from Fulvius. J Simpson 42 also wins. So $150 value mystery tee box from Underdark and a custom t-shirt from Fulvius. So we'll reach out. I'm gonna reach out after.
I tagged him in the Underdark.
Okay, cool. We'll reach out after the show and later, and once kind of the shipping window clears up, we'll square that away. But congrats to Jay Simpson. It's pretty fire. Gonna get some. We've got some cool stuff cooking. We've got some cool stuff cooking in the Underdark. A lot of sacks to pull. A lot of Emeraldus. A lot of OBTs literally just everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff. Yeah, it's a good problem to have, dude. Electric blues everywhere. We love too many electric blues. We love that. So a lot of cool stuff going on.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully J Simpson will be happy.
I mean I would be.
Yeah. I would be hype.
Maybe he can even get his hands on one of these Underdark Fulvius hoodies.
No way, a collab? You don't say.
Yeah. This is the Underdark Nation one that has the American flag with the.
Yeah, that is an elite. That is an elite hoodie.
That dude, I wear that hat like every day because I have the purple patch hat.
Yeah,
that's my hat now that I wear pretty much.
Dude, that logo is sweet.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. Yeah, I am too.
One Nation Underdark.
That's it, baby. Yeah. Okay. So did the giveaway here. What about some general housekeeping stuff, Justin? What do you like talk about kind of what you got going on?
I'm trying to think. We've done an episode since Christmas, right?
Yeah. We did Hannes, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I don't know if we had talked about the stuff I picked up over break because I did get 2 Fimbriatus and
excellent.
A female Metallica, an adult female Metallica.
Yep.
Which I freaking love that spider, dude. Like, Ornata will forever be my favorite Pokemon.
Right, for obvious reasons. Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand why Metallica are at the top of everyone's list. Like, I get it, especially when you see them in person.
Yeah.
But like I said, I love that spider. That's a gorgeous animal.
Mm-hmm.
The blues are insane. She's not even like the bright blue. She's like that sort of older, darker Metallica, kind of
the aged, like the fine
sort
wine.
Of. Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome.
But Ornata and Subfusca are gonna forever be probably my favorites. But yeah,
I
she's
do
awesome.
like the
Hoping to
Ornata I
hunt down
have.
a male at some point and maybe making something happen there. I don't know, dude. I got all these plans to.
Well, dude, so here's the
like I don't know if I'm actually gonna do anything.
here's the thing,
It's
Justin.
just
It's like
wishful
it's
thinking at this
pretty. Listen. It's pretty easy to track down a male P Metallica in our line of work if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Like that's something that you know is definitely possible, especially once the window opens up here. And
So the local guy that I got, that
maybe
those,
it's an older male, and if he dies, he dies.
if he dies, he dies.
He dies.
Yeah, the local guy that I got the Fimbriatus and the Metallica from said that he did pair her with a male at one point a couple months ago, but he thinks the male just was infertile and nothing came of it. So he,
Did she molt?
No, and that's one of the reasons I think he thinks it just didn't take because nothing ever happened. Like,
well, I mean, he also could have not cycled her correct. Like,
it's possible.
Did he see a law?
I have no idea. I didn't ask questions.
Okay. All right.
It was just in passing. He's like, yeah. He's like, I
thoughts,
tried pairing her and nothing happened. So, and he knows what he's doing. Like, he's the one I got my striata from and some other stuff. Like,
okay,
yeah.
So,
he was thinking it was the male, but the Ornata are molting and growing steadily. And of course,
yeah, mine are getting big too.
Went to go look at molts, and small arboreal anything molts are really tough to get unfolded in that. Even sometimes if I destroy it, I can manage to like look around the wreckage and kind of maybe see something. These it was like it's done. So
my my Birupees made like a little blanket that it's gonna lie on, so hopefully it'll molt soon, and I can pull that and see what's good with the Birupees. Just because obviously we need to see what's cooking. If it's a male, we got to get it to the right hands.
I'm waiting on these Vietnam silvers to toss out some more molts, man.
Dude, one of my favorite spiders out there, Vietnam silvers, man. They don't look real.
Mine are starting to color up a little bit. They're starting to get that. They're losing
that orange, that orange tint.
They're getting like the orange tipping, but they're the sort of the silveriness is starting to come in a little bit. Like they're getting to that like miniature adult look where they're just miniature adults. They're just tiny. One of those, I believe, has either molted and just hasn't come out yet, or is in pre-molt and it's staying buried. And that one's going to need an upgrade as soon as I sort of decipher that. So hopefully I can pull that molt and be able to look at it and not have any troubles. And then second erratum molted that I've been waiting on. That one looks like it's a male, so I have 2 male erratum currently, which is kind of a bummer because I do love erratum, but we got people.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can get some, like, that's some serious chips. Do you know what I mean? To play with.
Yeah.
2, because then you've got A and B. You've got a backup point guard and a starting point guard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In case, because I don't know if you've seen what Anna's been talking about in the Discord. Her Amelia male is just. He's not cutting the mustard, and sometimes you need a couple different dudes. You know what I'm saying? Especially with those like weird desert New World species.
Long-term stuff.
Yeah, it's such a different game than like the whole, Seriopagapus like run and gun type deal. So
yeah,
I don't know. Definitely not a bad thing to have 2 dudes.
That's so like classy are really the only ones that I have any interest in making more of at some point. Who knows when that's going to be, but like the erratum
are pretty sweet.
They're my second favorite bracky. Like
yeah,
they're gorgeous, and so it would have been nice to have a female to at least just have around and enjoy.
Well, just not now. You could you could procure one in the future if you get splits. You know what I mean?
For sure.
How big are they?
inch and a half, inch and 3/4.
All right, dude. Yeah,
They got a ways.
Gonna-
They got a while.
Gonna be a minute, dude.
Yeah.
Like 10 years, maybe 15.
Subfusca Highland is a male. We'll send
Okay.
Drits about that because all the other ones I have are lowland, and this is the only Highland I have, and so
he loves that stuff, dude. He's all about.
I know, and I sent him some pictures. He's like, I'd have to see it in person to really be able to say one way or the other because, like, it's not that I don't trust the people that I got it from.
Yeah, I get you.
With the amount of sort of confusion in that those two.
You want to be dead.
I want to make sure that it's if it's if it's not a Highland and it's not a lowland, it's some sort of weird mix, then I'll just hold on to him until the end of times, and then he'll just he'll
just die. Yeah.
But if he is like Highland, and maybe there is no way to know for sure without some sort of genetic analysis, which isn't going to happen. If it's really Highland, I want him to go somewhere. So we'll see, but
we'll explore that option when the time comes. Just literally get him in the right hands and be like, all right, dude, like, sync him up. In that case, I feel like maybe you even send him as an immature male, just so that they can time everything.
And I mean that's why, like, when I have stuff that I'm noticing is males, like I'm letting Dritz know, I'm letting you know, I'm letting Dylan at 8 Deadly know. Because there are some species that he's sort of on the lookout, and so I have sort of my roster of folks that I'm like, hey, got this. It's immature, but it's looking like a boy. Like, any need, let me know. So we're working on that, but got another Gabonensis from Dylan. Speaking of, I don't know.
Those are sweet.
I actually won a giveaway on Palm Street, which I had not done before. And it was a Gabonensis, and I bought I got a mystery box from Dylan on Palm Street, and it had a Rufus in it, and
we love Rufus.
It had a Hysterocrates too, a Gigas.
Yes, Justin, collab, dude.
Cool, little beast.
I've got 1.1. My female, dude, she is a cretin. I gave her 6 super worms yesterday.
Jesus.
She was like
a trash compactor.
Yeah, literally put them all in like a bolus and was just like doing the happy dance in this giant hole in the tub. Oh, it was so sick. Yeah, no, she's metal.
The way Keller described him, he's like they're Pelanovius that don't take forever to grow. Was kind of his.
Yeah, they are large. They will tackle food as slings. Like, put something in there that's bigger than it. See what happens.
Yeah.
They have no, really regard for safety when they're doing that. It's just kind of 0 to 100. I don't know. I have had so much fun with just my 2 or 3.
I've never kept them, so this is a first. This is a first for me. Honestly, I think a couple episodes ago, I was kind of like, yeah, I really don't understand the hype. They're just kind of a big brown spider, like, whoopee. But now, having more of an appreciation for Theraphosa and stuff, and having the Sturmy and the Apophysis and stuff, I'm like, I'm much more on board with the big brown spider. Like, I love my Theraphosa, dude. Even if they're both males, they're so much fun. Like, they're
cool.
I really,
dude, my Gigas will like reach out of the ground like a hand. They'll reach out of the ground like a hand and grab runners or whatever, dude. They're really, like, I have a Histocrates species Niger Delta as well. And it looks very similar to the Gigas. I don't really know if it's actually its own species. I actually got it from Mike, a guy in the Discord, because he thought it was boring. And I was like, oh, dude, I love Histocrates. And he was like, okay, take this. I don't want it.
Okay,
and it's literally turned into a chainsaw. Like, dude, it is like, I just drop whatever in there and it places a nice bolus at the top a couple days later. And that's how it works every time.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. You know, like depending on even if it ends up being a female or something, I'm sure it'll make its way up to you or whatever.
What if I have a dude too, and then I've got an unsexed sling. So if that's that's a male, we can work something out. If you have a girl,
at this point, I've got like 5 or 6 Gabonensis, so I think statistically, I'm looking pretty good to at least have a pair in that group.
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
it's just so much fun, man.
Dude, they're so cool. They're so cool.
Fast as fuck. They're fast, but
they're so fast, and
the colors are starting to come in on these too. Like they're just now starting to really color up and more that abdominal
the contrast.
Pattern.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
they're gorgeous, and they're growing nice and steady as well. So
I really like how heavy they web. I think it's
yeah,
I think that's great. Geez, I picked up quite a few. Oh, so what were you saying?
The Chordatus molted as well in that one. So I thought it was a male with the last molt, and this molt it is definitely a male. So I mentioned him to Dritz. So he'll be making a trip up that way here.
I was gonna say the female Dritz has is sick. She's sick.
Because this guy's molted as soon as I saw it. I was like, oh man, you're definitely a boy.
You're a dude. You're a dude. Yeah. Dude. Sometimes when you see him, if you see enough of them and you see it's like with Balfouri. If I see a Balfouri, I'm like, ooh, I know what that is. You know what I mean? My female that lost a leg is a savage, dude. It doesn't even matter.
Don't even care. Don't slow her down.
She's oh yeah, dude. It doesn't even. She's a sicko. It's awesome. Just put whatever in there and it's melted.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Bambus are all steadily doing their thing too. So waiting for the next round of molts on the smaller ones, so we can hopefully
potentially
get a male, man.
And if you don't, then you might just have to
an excuse to buy more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. Listen, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. I don't make the
rules, man. I didn't ask for these powers.
No, dude. Yeah. This is with great power comes great responsibility.
Superman.
And you just happen to be the Bambus man at this point in time.
Bambi. Don't shoot my mom.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. No. We're just looking for a male. That's all.
Maybe it's real. Maybe they exist. We'll find out.
I'm not convinced.
I don't know.
But I'm super hopeful for you, dude. How many do you have now?
4, 5.
How many are unsexed?
2.
Okay. I feel like by 10 you'll get one.
Yeah.
By 10 you'll get one. Yeah. It's
15 on the far end,
No, dude. 15's a good group, dude. Then that male will literally be the happiest guy in the entire world.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you have? Amy did just pop in. So we do have a guest this evening.
Yes.
She's not, I haven't plugged her in yet, but
okay.
Do you have
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Along with mine, I'm sorry.
We're gonna run. No, it's okay, dude. I'm gonna run through this, dude. So I did White Plains with Dritz. It was a great show. Had a ton of fun. Met some great people. Picked up some Scolopendra species whitebeard. Picked up an adult that's even bigger than the adult that I have, and drowned it. And it is a girl. It's freaking huge. So got it eating some bugs and cat food, which is cool. And then I also picked up like a juvenile whitebeard, which is also a female. So I have 2 huge.
Calling you CC Top, dude.
Yeah, bro. I got 2 huge women, a small woman, and then 2 unsexed slings. We're continuously on the hunt for a male in that species, and I will protect his ass with my life because these, bro, it's like they're the thickness of a corn. Dude, they're the thickness of a fucking corn snake, man. It's like, bro, they're big. It's a big centipede. it's a big centipede. Like this new one that I got, it's a woman.
Some of
Okay,
them are
let me
probably
tell
the
you.
same size as like some of my like young adult sandboas. I'd be willing to bet.
Yes, these are big. So I don't know. They're a lot of fun to work with. I don't touch them, obviously. I just feed them things and give them water and hope that they breed for me one day. We made a little bit of progress on the pairing front. I did get a successful copulation with the orange leg Dahani, like maybe a week and a half ago. My male prison Mike was successful with Scolopendra Dahani, orange leg number 2, female. So she's now in the incubator at 75, all like blacked out, everything, no lights. I feed her like once a week. If she wants to eat a ton of food, she gets it. If not, she doesn't get it. I'm just going to feed her up. And then when she goes and hides in a burrow, I will just leave her alone for a month, maybe a month and a half. I'll forget that she exists. I'll write a date on the front of the incubator, and that is when I will open the incubator. And she should be, that should be enough time, So we'll see. But that was very exciting to kind of have that success, because I have been really trying for that for a little bit. Obviously the real work begins now. I have to not disturb her so that she doesn't eat anything, and I have to make sure that the conditions are right. So this is kind of just like a step in the right direction, but at the same time, like, very exciting. With that being said, Prison Mike did eat my other female this week, so he's a savage. I thought they were courting. They were actually fighting. Very thin line between sex and violence, as you and I are aware.
Thin line between love and hate.
Yeah, man. So I was like, geez, man, Prison Mike, like this female's following she's following him. Like I thought they were like hanging out. No, dude, they were locked fighting. So I have to make time to observe the interaction and like really kind of read what's going on.
I guess there's no real way to like sort of test the waters before you really put them together, right? Like,
well, the thing is, when I put him in there, he immediately started walking differently.
Yeah,
and
I would expect a reaction from the male, like right off.
Right, and he did that the same time. He did a lot of the same behaviors as when it was successful, but it just they didn't like she didn't follow him in the tube. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm still really new at this stuff, and I'm kind of just throwing shit at the wall. I have had some help from some really knowledgeable individuals, but at the end of the day, experience is kind of
the best teacher.
The best teacher. So I just need to get more, more centipedes. I have 4 more on the way. I already talked to Dritz. I've got 4 more on the way. More women. Yeah, because now here's the thing, dude. So now he gets these centipedes, and I can say, all right, well, look, man, he doesn't do centipedes. So I could say these are
I'll
sick.
be your centipede guy.
These have mycosis. You can sell them for cheaper, or you can wait and we'll rehab them, like, or I can pop it and I can say, this is a female and this is a male. You should sell this pair for this much. Do you know what I mean? So even if I don't want the centipedes, we can still, get them to the right people. And
we know Phil's never going to turn down an opportunity to pop some peds.
Dude, the practice. So I will say it is good to practice. I'm pretty confident in my ability to pop. I am now. I feel good about it. I don't think I've missexed any centipedes before, like, knock on wood. So I feel good about it. And with a paper that I don't know if I sent you that paper that's like 140 something pages.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, a friend of mine sent me that paper, and it outlines all the taxonomy for like the Southeast Asian Scolopendra. And it's very helpful. I'll definitely make it available to you with along with some other things.
Hell yeah.
All
I
right,
like
that's
that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Oh yeah, it's so cool to have. Just like in your if you're bored one day or whatever, you could have it on your computer and just like check it out. That's my TED talk. I
Peds.
don't Peds working with them.
Well, this week or this episode, I should say, we do have a guest, and it is Amy Salinas of FangHub. Bring her in right now. She's right there in the middle. How we doing?
Good.
Hello.
Ready?
It's cold.
Cold here too. We're in Wisconsin, so
Yeah.
God.
Oh yeah,
I'm in South Carolina, and it's cold. And it's like 40 something. It's cold.
Sad.
I know.
Yeah, that was our high today.
Oh,
Really?
Our high was 22 today, so.
Yeah, I gotcha. That'll be me tomorrow.
Yeah.
So do you guys get negative temperatures?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does it get to a point to where you can't even tell whether it's -10 or -20? Like,
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
so freaking cold where it's just like it just feels the same by a certain point.
Yes, definitely.
I can't even fathom what negative temperatures feel like.
It's always been my favorite little meme. It says, "Why do I live in a place where the air hurts my face?" That happens all the time.
Yeah. Yes, it does. I know exactly how you feel.
Supposedly, we're supposed to be getting. There's rumors of snow on Sunday.
Oh my gosh, are you gonna be okay, Justin?
I don't know, man. Need to start
gosh.
stocking up now. We get that quarter of an inch. Everything's gonna go to shit. Dude, it's insane, and it's so bizarre because we have so many transplants from up north and stuff that have lived in snow their entire life, but then they come down here and it snows, and it's like they've never seen it before. It's bizarre. It's and then the people that just have never experienced snow before just don't know what to do anyways. So
yeah, I could imagine. It's definitely like a lifelong learned skill to drive in the snow, and I imagine when it snows in places it's not supposed to snow, it causes quite the cluster.
Yeah. It's. I hope it doesn't this weekend because snow is fun for a couple hours, maybe a day tops, and then I'm over it. I hope it doesn't. I don't want it to. Want to get back to shipping weather and stuff, man.
Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah.
Get some stuff moved around, get some new stuff in, all that. But we're here to talk about spiders and FangHub and all that good stuff.
That's fun.
We usually start with kind of the usual of how you got into it and all that good stuff. So, but I'll take it a step further. So we'll start with that. How did you get into inverts, and then how did it evolve into FangHub, and the business and breeding sort of aspect, and how did we get from A to B?
Yeah, sounds like a good time. Living the old days. So I was arachnophobic, and like a true arachnophobic, where at work, if I saw a spider in my office, I would not go back into my office until pest control came, like that kind of thing. Had never been camping in my life. I think it was probably about a year before I started keeping that I had decided that I would have liked to get over my fear. So it was kind of a thought already, but I never took any action on it. My youngest son has had exotics all his life. I mean, since he was very small. He was out in the yard catching frogs or whatever and keeping them, and garter snakes and whatever. My only rule ever was no spiders. No spiders in my house, thank you. So there was a local pet shop that's right around the corner from our house that we've been to many, many, many times. And we were standing there talking to one of the women who works there, and I turned around and there was a green bottle blue in a big deli container, an adult female, and I was like, wow, like that's really beautiful. And like immediately I was like, who am I?
Wait a
And
second.
my son jumped on it. He's like, hey, I'll go half with you, Mom. And it was a pet shop. Never having any experience with tarantulas or, prices or anything like that. I think it was like $400, something like that. And he's like, I'll go half with you, Mom. I'll go half with you. So we got it. And they gave us all the wrong information on how to keep it. And I took it. I took it home with some wood chips. By the next morning, I already knew everything was wrong and did a ton of research. And we went to another bigger pet store and got like everything that we needed for it. And that was the beginning right there. I mean, I think it was at the same time when we went to go get the rest of the stuff, we found a female pulchra, an adult female pulchra, and that was like 500, and we bought that too. So those were my first two spiders, and I was still very afraid, but I was also very fascinated, and did a ton of research. Had my first online interactions on arachno boards, which were disastrous. And at the time, I really had no idea that Facebook even had like groups. And I ended up finding some groups on Facebook. And, we started the same way a lot of people start with tarantulas. Within the first year, we ended up with like 100 different tarantulas.
It avalanches. Oh my God.
I've been
I
there.
mean, even at that point, it was still like I could not feed by myself. I had to, work with my son, and but I was getting there definitely. But I started I started modding a group on Facebook. It's called Midwest Fang Gang, and ended up like constantly squabbling with the other admins because I didn't like how they treated the members, and eventually around the same time my son left for college, so I was on my own, and we also decided together to start our own group, which is the tarantula community on Facebook. I think currently there's about 103,000 members in there.
That's big.
Yeah, it's a big group. But it was started 100% with the intention that we were going to treat people the way that we had wanted to be treated in the beginning. Definitely like teaching with kindness and understanding. And, I myself started the same way everybody tells everybody not to start, like on a whim, do your research first. That was one of the first things I did, was say, like, we don't say that around here. We are the research. And my son left, and within probably a month, having been like kind of shoved in the deep end by myself, I started breeding on my own, and just learning a whole lot more without him there, because that was the other thing, was that my son is like a natural scholar, and he loves to, get into the science of everything. And everything I knew was just secondhand from him. So it was a pretty like linear, the same way a lot of people do it. And then once I began breeding, what was I doing with all these spiders? So I started selling to whoever would buy, and I already had a group, and that was kind of partially the intention of the group as well, was that to kind of get my name out there, because I really wanted to sell at some point. And that worked pretty well. So I, immediately, as soon as I started selling, like, I had a lot of customers, and it was really a very smooth transition for me. I think a really big need when you're thinking about breeding and selling, is that first, that you're really active in the community and people know who you are and know that they can trust you, up to a point. So
yeah, it takes, you only get that with time and
right,
sales and things like that.
Experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long after?
Oh, go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I see a lot where people are like, I want to start my own business, and, which is fine. Like, I always tell people, like, there is plenty of room at this table. Like, the hobby just grows and grows and grows. But I always tell people like you definitely need to get out into the community, even virtually, so that people know who you are, because it's going to be really hard to just start like, hey, I got spiders for sale, because we
Right.
also see a lot of scamming in our community. So
Yeah.
Flipping.
How long after you got that green bottle did you sort of realize like these aren't as gnarly as I thought they were going to be? Like, so like my first was a rose hair, and I remember like I was the same thing. I wasn't crazy about spiders. I wouldn't say I was like terrified of them or like super phobic or anything. I just wasn't really into them. Like, didn't really want to do anything with them. And so I got that rose hair. And after like a couple days, a week or two, I was kind of like, these are actually pretty cool and not at all sort of what I thought it was going to be. Like, how fast did that happen for you?
a lot longer than a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I was still pretty afraid of him after about a year. Like, I think it wasn't until really that my son left that I really started to, having to have my hands in the enclosures occasionally and stuff like
Thrown
that.
in the deep end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where I really started to be like, oh, I mean, these are actually pretty predictable as long as I'm predictable.
Mhm.
And that was, I think that was when I finally started to realize that, I could keep them comfortably. And it was probably still another 2 years before I could deal with true spiders on my, and feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a whole
different ball game.
Yes. Still true spiders. I'm just like, do I want a million baby true spiders?
They grow so fast too.
They
It's
do.
like,
And I mean, from the time they're super tiny, they are just lightning bolts.
yeah, they're machines. It's crazy.
Yes.
what's the current collection looking like, and is there a particular focus on any specific genus or species with FangHub?
So I'm not really currently selling right now. I went through about a year illness. I have an autoimmune disease, and getting that under control was really like between medical bills and just being sick in general. I just couldn't deal with both at the time. I assume that I will eventually start selling again. I still have my website and I still see a ton of traffic, even though I don't have anything listed. I just didn't want to give up my URL. So,
Okay.
but so currently I have a lot of stuff that was kind of meant to be for sale. And then my actual personal collection is mostly, I'll say like South American big stuff that I like a lot. I love my Pokies.
Yes.
I love
Good.
my Seladonia. So yeah, that's about like, as far as my personal stuff, my personal collection at this time is actually really pretty small. Regardless of whether I start the business back up or not, I do intend to get my collection to where I want it with all the species that I want and continue to breed and maybe do wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
What species of Poecilotheria are you working with?
So Regalis is actually my favorite. I'm a big
Yes, me
It's
too.
hard not to love
Yes.
them. Yeah,
Hey,
it's really hard.
those
not to
are
love
cool.
Regalis.
Listen,
They're just
they are popular because they're cool.
Yes. They're also popular because they're cheap.
Well,
but
okay too.
that was actually my first Poecilotheria because that was so once my son got me into the hobby, that was the only, because at that time they also had an adult female Regalis. And I told Quinn, I said, okay, like here we are, we have spiders in my house, but I have to put my foot down, no Poecilotheria. Like they were terrifying to me. And then probably about I don't know, maybe like 6 months in, my son came home from an expo with a adult female Regalis. And I fell in love with her. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. I was so surprised at myself. But I really fell in love with her. Like she's just extremely chill and Beautiful, like more beautiful than I could have imagined from pictures. And it's funny because even all these years later, like I am still like in awe of them. So
Yeah, well, yeah. Every time you walk by an enclosure and you see a pokey out sitting, you're like, wait, let me stop.
yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I have like before we started recording, I was sitting on the floor in my snake room looking at a rufilata, just
yeah,
like
gorgeous.
this
Yeah,
is so cool. It's just in a box in the other room. Like
right. Like
that's
how did
you know what I mean?
from
How
across
lucky am
Right.
I?
Asia, from, like
Yeah,
across
yeah,
the world, in my
yeah,
house
dude.
in a box? Yeah,
Oh
looking
man,
beautiful.
it's no, and she's just sitting like she's as big as my hand is,
Yeah,
just sitting
yeah.
out
Yep.
waiting. Oh,
But I love them all. And I'll be honest, and maybe it's just because of like all of the wow surrounded around Metallica. Metallica is probably my least favorite. Yes, they're beautiful. They really are. But they are so reclusive, even compared to how reclusive all the other
they're very
species.
flighty. They're
Yeah.
very flighty.
That light goes on, they're gone.
Mhm.
But and like I said, it probably has something to do with like going against the grain, because I still love my Seladonia, you know.
Yeah, yeah, those
So
are when you see them right.
yeah, but I have bred um every species of Poecilotheria. I have successfully bred every
Oh
species
hell
of
yeah.
Whoa, okay, all right.
every species available in the hobby.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's
been
very
a lot of fun. It's been a lot. I think the one I was most excited for was Smith Eye, just because they're so endangered.
Mhm.
yeah.
And I bred those twice. Um, and I haven't been able to really get my hands on another pair for quite a while, but I would still probably breed some more of them. And, yeah. So even though
Was
they're
there any
like, oh, go ahead.
any particular species in the genus that you found more difficult or tricky to get sacks and slings from?
Probably Metallica.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I haven't had like, I've had probably two successful sacks, and then I've also like loaned out multiple males that I almost never get returns on.
Mhm.
Um,
Wow.
and I had when I was successful with them, I didn't actually like do anything different than the other Poecilotheria, and I'm not sure if I should be doing something different. But I've bred them quite a few more times than I've produced them. I'll say that.
Oh.
Interesting. What do you have females eating sacks or like what do you think goes wrong? They
Getting them
molt
to
out of
drop,
it?
I think
Oh,
getting them to
yeah,
drop
okay.
has been the issue for me.
Interesting.
I have a pretty like I have a the way that I breed them and get them to drop, and then that is like dang near foolproof for every other
Yeah.
species, but not for Metallica.
Huh.
I cool them, I heat them back up, I rain on them, all on a timeline, and I can get a pokey sack in 3 to 4 months after pairing, compared to like before I started doing it. Sometimes
Mhm.
it would take a full year.
Do you want to talk about that process a little bit if you
Yeah,
don't
can we
mind?
talk about that timeline? Can we
Yeah, yeah.
I'm curious.
So, I'll keep them like regular room temps during breeding. And when I breed, which is kind of not the same subject, but the actual breeding, I use like a huge tote, like a 50-gallon tote.
Yep.
And I'll put the female in her enclosure in there and keep her closed. And then I'll put the male on the other side. And then I'll put like cork tubes and foliage and all kinds of stuff in between them. And I'll let the male loose in there, usually for like 2 to 3 days. Give him time to like kind of learn the landscape and whatever. And then eventually I'll take her top off. And I very, very rarely lose a male when I do it this way. And leave them usually over the course of 2 to 3 days, because pokies almost always like to pair in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
So that's my process for breeding. And then I'll usually wait about 3 to 4 weeks and cool them. Even 5 degrees has seemed to work pretty well. The females about 5 degrees for usually 4 or 5 weeks. and then heat and keep them dry with a water dish. I don't spray them at all during that time. And then after that 4 to 5 weeks, I'll warm them back up and spray them every single day. I'm not flooding or anything like that, just giving them a little rain.
Is that warming them back up to room temp?
Yep.
Okay.
Even
How
a
do
little
you know
warmer.
that they?
Typically, I typically keep my tarantula room like around 78, 80, right around there.
Wow.
So
That's
and then
warm.
I'll bring them back up to temps, and usually within another month or so they'll lay a sack.
Now, when you set up that large arena sex dungeon, whatever you want to call it, right?
I'm not going to tell you what I call it. I don't know if this is.
I know what you call. I know what you call it. I know what you call it.
Okay.
How do you know that they've paired? Do they behave differently? Like, do you just leave them in and you're like, oh, it happened, and you just cycle and you wait?
Yep. Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I've
Okay.
seen the male roaming around outside of his enclosure, that, like I said, I've set in there, that it's pretty unusual that they wouldn't pair.
Because he'll go back to his enclosure when he's done. Is what?
Not necessarily.
No.
I've often
Okay.
found the males in the females' enclosures just chilling.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the familiar, like them being more familiar with where they're at helps with that? Like maybe the reason some people have issues is that male is now introduced immediately into a completely new environment where he's not familiar where the exits are or anything like that.
Yep,
Like
exactly.
you think that's a big part of it?
I believe that's a huge part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have quite as much success with other genera as opposed to Poecilotheria in those big bins. I see just as much normal like chomping of the male as I do outside of that bin for other species and genera.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So for whatever reason, it just really works for Poecilotheria.
That's very good to know.
I also, the other thing that I want to mention is that once I start warming the females up, I keep them very dark.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure that helps, but that's what I've always done, and it works for me.
Do you use like a red light?
I don't use any light.
Well, like if you're in there feeding or whatever.
Yeah, it's
do you have, like,
military
a
grade
on?
night vision goggles that she wears.
No, I'll usually keep just bring them out because I also have another very big black bin that I usually keep their enclosures in.
Okay, I got you. So now, what were you gonna say, Justin?
Go ahead.
Wait, now back to cycling. You've warmed them up. You're keeping them dark. What's the timeline for keeping them warm and dark and moist?
Until they lay. Once they lay, I completely stop. I stop raining on them. Give them a water dish again, and just leave them. I also do another thing that not a lot of other keepers do is I feed my females when they're on sacks. I just have a really hard time believing that female spiders will eat their sacks because they're bothered by a prey item. It just does not make any sense to me. And I think in my experience that I've proven that to myself, I always feed my females on sacks.
I've done that with my Haiti and my Lividus. Dritz told me to feed them on the sack, and I did, and they ate it, and it was fine. Yep. I think there's a lot of truth to what you just said, because they'll eat the sack out of self-preservation. Is my
that makes more
thought
sense
process
than anything else.
Yeah.
Right. And I will tell you something else that I'm sure a lot of people will be like, ooh, but I bother the heck out of my females. I rarely have females eat their sacks. And I know, I really believe that females only eat their sacks if the eggs are no good. I don't believe that bothering them is going to make them eat their sack. You'd be surprised how much I check on them, and even like my Seladonia, I open their traps like every day to see,
Whoa.
Yeah,
okay.
They just don't. I think if they're well fed and they have everything they need, that they're very unlikely to eat their sacks. I mean, their whole purpose for existing is to create more of themselves.
Right. Well, that and in the wild, like surely there's birds and other stuff that just happen to
Yeah,
pop in.
yeah.
Like
Nature's wild. Yeah.
if it was the
absolutely.
case where every time they got disturbed, they ate their sack, like they'd all be extinct.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's what I mean, I've been saying that and I'm not very vocal about it. I'm always down to share my knowledge, but I typically do it, in private messages and stuff
Mhm.
like that, because I know how backlash works. And, when people in these niche hobbies don't agree with what you say, all of a sudden you're like some kind of heretic or
Yeah.
something. And, but I've had a lot of success, and I believe in what I'm doing, and I love what I'm doing. And the last thing I want to do is, cause myself not to have a sack. And like I said, I believe that I've proven to myself that what I do works, and there's very little you're going to do to make your spider eat a sack besides starve her.
Mhm. Could it be a
That makes
hydration
sense.
thing though too? Like could you be
Absolutely.
eating it out of dehydration more so than
Absolutely.
food
There's probably
necessarily?
so much moisture in there
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
All those little slings, like
Mhm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And are you pulling the sacks after a certain point, or are you leaving them in there?
Occasionally I pull sacks. If I'm worried about them, that's usually the only time I'll pull it, if I think the eggs may be bad.
Mhm.
But typically I do let my sacks hatch with mom.
Wow.
And that
I have
I
not done that.
also I have some, kind of off the cuff ideas about that as well. Um, because almost every species I have witnessed feeding their young, and I don't know exactly what it is, but I just have some ideas. Like something like, they secrete something in the prey that helps the babies thrive. Because Seladonia, if you pull a Seladonia sack, those babies are visibly weaker than a sack that was left with mom.
Huh.
Really
Hmm.
interesting. Whoa.
It really wouldn't surprise me if that was
That makes a
more
lot
of
of
a
sense,
thing
though.
across
That
the
makes a
board,
lot
though.
of sense.
Like,
Yeah.
well, I
The
mean,
more
look
you
at
say that,
yeah, but like look at Central America when they're finding, Simani and these other species on these
they're
sort of
like all,
hillsides. They're
yeah,
all fairly
hanging
localized
out.
with one
Yeah,
another.
that's
Like
what I'm saying.
there's not a ton of separation.
No.
You
Mm-mm.
Because
can't
they'll
expect
disperse
them
a
to
little
have,
bit, but
yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
interesting, dude. That's some food
And
for thought, you know?
yeah, exactly. And it's, I don't claim that that's the truth, period. That's not, 10
It's your
years from now.
experience.
Yeah. And it's just, I think it's a good idea that makes sense to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I makes a lot of sense to me. I haven't really thought about it that much before, but I guess when you really reason it out, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. And I like, if you look at Balfour, I don't know if you've ever had like a Balfour sling that was taken from the mom, like in, second instar. They grow so slow compared to
Yeah.
Balfour are left with,
Really.
so very slow.
Yes,
It's
they
it's
do.
kind of crazy.
Hmm.
And so those were a couple of the species that really made me think about it, and just try to think of some things that made sense in my head. So
I think a lot of times in reptiles and stuff too, like people kind of lose sight of the evolutionary common sense sort of factor.
yeah.
It's like these of
Simple is better.
like the disturbing of the female makes them eat the sack. It's like stop and think about that for a second. And it's like you
Right.
really think over the last several millennia, every time a female got disturbed, she ate her sack, and somehow these are thriving in the wild.
Right.
Like
Right.
just take a
Exactly.
step back. It's not that complicated. But
Yeah.
It's not that deep. Um,
we
can you
talk about
talk a little bit about the what were you gonna say, Justin?
the foundation.
Yeah, dude, that's good work. Nice.
The
Yeah,
the Tarantula Keepers Coalition.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I'm so sad that didn't last. So we did a lot of fundraising for like the rainforest, for pokies, like specifically in Sri Lanka.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I had I I'm s- I not during that time, made a friend of a conservational biologist in Sri Lanka, Ranil, who works with Poecilotheria and like travels the island, like trying to teach the villagers about how important these animals are to the ecosystem and stuff like that.
Wow.
And it's that was probably when like partially when I fell in love even more with Poecilotheria. Just knowing the plight to that how important they are, and just what happens with them, how villagers will burn down a whole grove just because there's Poecilotheria there, and these animals are extremely endangered already. So we did a lot of fundraising for that. We actually helped Ranil buy a plot of land where he described like 3 or 4 more species of true spiders from that land.
Oh, neat.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then we also, the one that there's always so much misinformation about, we also raised a lot of funds for Tom Patterson with the deal with Seladonia when that happened. And this is, I never mind talking about this because there's still so much misinformation going around about that. Tom Patterson never, he never brown boxed a thing in his life. What happened was Seladonia came in under Seladonia. They were declared as Seladonia for 2 or 3 imports. And then Brazil got involved because, and it is an old, it is a very old law that that they cannot export any flora or fauna whatsoever. So technically everything that was brought in it wasn't legal. But if if you're going to say that Seladonia was brought here illegally, then so was like every other Brazilian species.
Right. Yeah.
So
Literally
they're
all of them.
just as illegal as pulchra. We're not out here telling people, oh, you can't own pulchra, but people are still saying you can't own Seladonia because they never came here illegally. Technically that's correct, they never came here illegally, but they were declared on legal imports as Typhoschlania Seladonia. So and once that happened, without ever, they approved Tom's his paperwork, and then once they actually came in, they confiscated them. And so Tom sued Fish and Wildlife for that, which ended up basically there was nothing that could be done. They gave all of the Seladonia from that import to a zoo, which I had the privilege of doing some breeding for them as well. But it is just kind of a sad situation. Yeah, so that was one of the things the TKC did, and I was glad that we were able to be involved in that. Sadly, it didn't work out in our favor.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, after a couple of years, the people who were involved in it, there just wasn't enough work being done to continue to put all the work into the money side of it and stuff like that. And then after it was dissolved, like we were accused of misappropriating funds and stuff like that. But we had all donated. I donated 30 female Poecilotheria to that cause. To say that I stole money is crazy, but it's just something that happened. And the we had trouble with what is the organization that does reptile legal stuff?
USARK.
USARK.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of it. We had asked for their help, and they basically wanted us to disband if we wanted their help with the thing with Tom and stuff like that. And it all just kind of got to be more work than love, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
I hear you.
And I wish we could have continued to do that because it was really fulfilling to donate the money that we did, which to this day, if anybody ever wants to see, I have all the receipts. But it's just sad. Like I had like I said, very fulfilling. When the fires were in Australia, we donated a lot of money to that as well. And it was all like, through fundraising, and the community was always very giving for that kind of thing. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So
we did one
Wow.
charity raffle for the network for one of our friends. His son has a really rough case of muscular dystrophy. And I've been meaning to do more of those because that one went really well. And I mean, it wasn't even anything huge, but it was really popular. The process was fairly straightforward. So like, maybe we can talk to the fine folks at TA about setting up something, and because we hosted it on our website. We didn't do it through Facebook because of how Facebook is with animals. So we did it on the THN website.
Yeah.
And made it much easier because we can do whatever we want with that.
Right.
I know that it would be cool to do something for Andrew Smith because he's having that thing for Costa Rica, and I know that I talked to Noah about that, so that would definitely be awesome. To do in the future.
Because with the raffle we did, the Snakes and Stogies raffle, like I talked to Mike at Reptiles Express and was basically like, "Hey, we're doing this thing. There's people with some animals. Like, is Reptiles Express willing to help out with the shipping portion of that?" And he said, "Absolutely." So like,
cool.
They helped out. The whole thing was surprisingly headache free. It was pretty simple. We had a handful of items and animals and stuff. Whoever wanted to donate stuff, whether it was, a shirt or artwork or whatever, animals, we created a sort of a slot for it. And then there was, I think, 20 raffle slots per item.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then basically as people sent me that, the money and the slot number they wanted, like I went on the website and put it in that slot. And then when the day came, we did a live show, and I have the giant thing we did like the lotto ball, ping pong ball thing. I have it somewhere, but just, drew numbers with that, and it worked out really well. And we raised a good bit of money for Slate, and I want to do more of them.
That's awesome.
It's just been a matter of time, and the orchestration part of it and putting it together is the most time consuming part of it. But I definitely want to make another one happen. So.
Yeah, and I found that the vendors in general here in the United States are extremely giving when it comes to stuff like that. Being able to reach out to the vendors. We actually did for our Facebook group when we hit 100,000, we did a giveaway, and we literally did a full month of giveaways. Every single day we did giveaways from all the stuff that the vendors here contributed. So it was, and we also did some giveaways for like Europe and different places in Europe and the UK, and because they got in on it as well. It was really fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun. One of my admins actually like handled like all the posts and getting everything together, and then after that, when it was all done, because like I said, it took an entire month, the vendors then again all donated money to her to buy from one single vendor, which she chose Tom Patterson. And they got together quite a bit of money for her to get like whatever she wanted from his shop.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's super cool.
It was very fun. It's good for everybody. It's good for, the community being able to win stuff, and, having, and then it's good for the vendors, because they're getting some I can't talk, sorry. They're getting visualized, like everybody sees them doing that, and, so it's good for everybody.
Everyone wins.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about Seladonia?
Sure.
Or a lot of it about them?
Yeah, I'd love to. I love Seladonia.
I literally have no experience. Like I've only seen a couple in real life, so I know nothing about them really.
Okay. Yeah. Did you have any specific questions before I go off on a tangent?
Are they as difficult as everyone makes them sound?
No. Yeah. Okay. That's what I figured. Yeah.
My care list, my care sheet for Seladonia is a paragraph. keep them dry. Make sure they have water like often, which is for me it's misting because they'll drink right at the side of their trap without getting their substrate wet. Usually twice a week. Once they're adults, once a week is fine, and that's it. They do not like humidity. They are very hydration dependent, but they are not humidity
Wow.
dependent.
That's
What?
strange considering
What?
their country of origin.
That
Yeah.
is not what I thought you would say.
Yeah. That's
Are
a
there
That
lot.
is
any
Really? Are you
papers or
sure?
like natural history studies done on them as far as like where like where are they living naturally? Is it
Yeah, it's in trees.
dry
It,
though?
it you know, to be honest, I have never like researched that surprisingly. Um yeah, I don't know. I just know. So that is literally what the Europeans sent to us when they sent
Mm-hmm.
and for some reason it got skewed and people wanted to keep them humid
Wet.
and
Yeah.
I don't know why that ever happened. And I have I have a lot of customers who have grown their Seladonia to adults successfully. I've had several first timers grow Seladonia successfully. That was their very first spider, and
Whoa, wow.
I've rarely had deaths with slings from the beginning because I've always followed that. 'Cause like I said, that's how the Europeans sent them. Like you keep
Mm-hmm.
them dry, and then also something that nobody does anymore is that they had us keep them in vials with just a like a sponge topper. So,
Like
and I do
ventilation.
still do that. What's
What
that?
what do you mean by a sponge topper?
So it's just a like a circle of sponge that you put down in the vial. So no cap, nothing like that.
And that's
And
what you get moist?
no, it
No, that's just
just
good
doesn't
ventilation.
allow any humidity to build up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm picking up
The
what you're
gears
putting
are
down
the
now.
gears are
Yeah.
turning. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And you know, I I I think that I'm probably the person who has bred and sold the most Seladonia here, and somehow that is still not like the mainstream idea. I don't know. It's right on my website. It's what I tell every single person who buys from me, and it's
It seems
still
like somewhere along the lines got crossed like avicularia as far as like
that's also how I keep
the
a
whole
vicular.
yeah. I don't
Wow. Huh.
that's the vibe I got just seeing posts and stuff in groups. I'm not in a ton of Facebook
Yeah.
groups, but
So
from watching from the outside, it seems like somehow the way people think of vicularia are supposed to be kept sort of got crossed over into the Seladonia stuff too. And
right, right. Um, and I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Um, oh, I
The
really
sponge
lost.
in the tube,
Yeah.
the ventilation.
Yeah. So
Huh.
it's like full ventilation basically, but no cross ventilation, which I don't think they would mind cross ventilation, but it's harder to do in a vial. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's how I've always had them.
So if you have them in a vial, how do you like what? Do you just put substrate and a piece of a cork in there and that's what they build there? Do you pre-drill a hole?
No, no, not unless it's they cannot like they can't like dig out a hole or anything. But typically the like no the normal variations in a piece of cork, they'll find a place. I did
Hmm.
used to do that, but there's really no reason to.
Hmm.
And I mean, they'll make their trap on the side of the glass if they feel like it. So
Oh, okay.
there's
Okay,
no
cool.
need to do that with a piece of cork. It's just kind of a pain. The only good part about that is they do like the like sawdust to help build their trap.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, when I've seen Marshall Arachnids sell them, they usually have a little packet of something like that for them to
hmm
use.
Yeah. I usually just give them like ground spag moss, and
Mhm.
it kind of serves the same purpose. Ground spag moss and crumpled leaves and anything they can build a trap with. So
Have you ever watched them build a trap?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I
Because
have a video.
I've got Mira, but I've never seen any of them actually building their trap. It's almost like overnight they just made one happen. And
Just
I'm like,
happens. Yeah.
I want to see how they
Yeah.
do it, man. Because it's like it's always sort of the precision of it as far as the cleanliness of the lines and thing. I'm like, I want to see
It's
how
so
they do it.
uniform.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's the only trapdoor related thing I have is those Mira, and just every time I see him popping out of that thing to grab a cricket, I'm like, man, when did you even build that? I never even like it didn't have that yesterday. I just rehoused you, and now you already got one set up and everything.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're fast about it too.
Seladonia
Can take forever to build their traps, but Imira are pretty fast about it. That's another species I really love. Have you ever bred them? They are like notorious for damn near bending over backwards for the males. They're so easy, and then they almost
It's
always.
Well, that's good to know.
It's so cool to watch. I've seen 2 or 3 pairings with Drits. They're awesome.
They're very easy and just fun to
Very
watch.
chill.
I've never had one eat a male or anything like that.
You don't have to protect him.
Yeah.
I think my female is currently. I haven't seen her in a while, so I think she's in the
molting
the zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Then we feed her up. Introduce the
I'm trying to get that male up to speed, man.
Pump him up, gravy train.
Homeboy's been getting food, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Slide him a couple extra Big Macs.
Yeah.
Get
Whatever works.
Right. Yeah, whatever's clever.
Because if I can get them lined up right, that'll be the first species
dude, that's
that I pair.
dude. Yeah, and that would be a wicked cool. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah,
me too.
They have pretty small sacks, usually around 30 or 40 or so. So the fact that they double clutch is kind of awesome.
Hell yeah!
I didn't know they did that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I know Balfouri can do that. I know sometimes Haiti can do that.
Yeah, a lot of Samapoas will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Really I feel like for me, Imira are the only ones who do it like almost all the time, in my experience. Is
it like back to back? So like one sack hatches, and then within a couple weeks you've got a second one sort of already there. Or is there sort of a gap?
About a month or so? In my experience. Mm-hmm. And that's going to change depending on your conditions,
right?
Your temps, stuff like that. So
now, after she would lay the first sack, do you continue to slam her with food, or do you just treat her normal?
Oh yeah, no, just normal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely slow down from like her brewing a sack to her having laid a sack. Mm-hmm.
And she'll still drop the second one in a month and change or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
After the first sack hatches, not a month after laying the first sack. So
okay, I get you.
So and then if you leave slings in there with her, I think it'll probably slow it down even further.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What South American species are you doing anything with Ephebopus?
I actually have a blue fang who I believe is probably on a sack, but she's got quite the burrow and turrets, so I have no idea what she's doing in there. But I have not seen her for quite a while, and the feeders are still disappearing. It should be about time. I'll probably start seeing slings before I know she's even had a sack. So
yeah,
because that's another genus that's, from what I've sort of read and seen in passing, is sort of sounds historically difficult to get sort of consistency from in terms of breeding. Like I have a couple Murnus and I love them. That's actually become a species I really enjoy. Dylan Tinney, he has a female and she just continually eats sacks, and he can't, he's not sure exactly what the deal is, but he's had a hell of a time with those. But I just keep hearing that Ephebopus in particular are kind of tricky. But
yeah, I've never really had much of a problem with them. There is a keeper, Aaron, in Texas, that's pretty much like her her love language is Ephobopus. She has bred them all. Like she'll have like 10 sacks of each species every year.
Wow.
And so I'm not sure what she's doing so absolutely right. It's not something that I have like gone back to. This is my second blue fang, but I have a story about that as well. The first blue fang that I paired and she laid a sack, I had already promised her to Erin as a gift. And we were going to see each other in St. Louis about 2 weeks after she laid that sack. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do it anyway. Let's test my theory. And sure enough, I drove her to St. Louis sitting on a sack. Erin took her and drove her to Texas sitting on a sack. And 3 weeks later, she had a big brood of babies.
Wow.
Again,
and if that didn't make her eat the sack, like,
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's a drive.
That's right. Just bumping around in the car.
Yeah.
Wow. And that was just another thing I wanted to do to, prove to myself that that I feel that that's not the case. It's just not. So
yeah.
I'm
really enjoying those Marinus though. They're
I think Marinus are probably my favorite of Ephobopus. They're just like such excellent eaters. They don't hide quite as much as like blue fangs and
you'll see them sometimes.
Yeah. And they're so often they're just so dang mean, and that just tickles me.
I love that. Yes.
Me too.
Oh, it's my favorite. That's why. Yeah. No, I know.
They're out of everything in the room. They're like the consistently most obviously hungry ones. Some of like the Bambus, some of the Bambus, like the smaller Bambus, still kind of sit with their feet out, but like the Marinus are almost always sitting at the mouth, ready to go. Like it's almost like
my Fimbriatus,
the green tree pythons, dude. It's like you go and feed them, and they go right back to curling up, ready for more food. And I feel like I could
just waiting.
I could throw back-to-back crickets in there, and they take them and eat them, and it cracks me up.
I think that's a big draw for people is when certain species like love to eat, when they're so good about eating. Like people love that. There's so many different factors that go into whether a sling sells well or not. I think the fact when they're like voracious eaters is a big point for a lot of people.
I strongly agree. I mean, I was feeding some Akaya before we started recording, and watching those literally just like tackle red runner roaches. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, Akaya don't play.
They don't. There's no. Yeah. Oh my God.
There's
so
no like.
cool.
I might want to eat it. I don't know.
No,
I'm not sure. I'm kind of scared. Could be a predator.
Bang.
Food. It's like hell no.
It's food.
Coming out this burrow, and then I'm taking your soul. Like that's.
Yeah. Oh, it's such good pickups, dude. I love the Formingocylus. Like they're such little bastards.
It's I discovered Formingocylus pretty not when I first started keeping, that's for sure. Probably like 5 or 6 years ago is when I really was like, oh wow, I really love these things. And it's definitely become like one of my favorite genus.
What are you keeping in that group?
I have Akaya. I have I'm trying to think the black ones.
Arboricola?
Yes, Arboricola. That's one of my favorites.
Oh my God, dude.
Those got to happen for me at some point because
those females are literally to die for.
Yes,
like the Arboricola females, they're midnight black. They're horrendous. Oh,
there's just something about it, even with snakes and stuff, dude. Like if it's solid black, like pitch black,
it's clean.
Eyes, everything.
It's just clean,
people
man.
Want it? There's just something about
it's cool as hell.
Blacked out animals. That
Free spider that's pissed off.
Oh. Yeah. I've always not been like a huge fan of pulchra just because they're so slow. They're kind of like lumps. They're like they're slow growing. Like I want action from my collection.
Strong agree.
So and I think that's probably like the big thing why I really love like old worlds. there's a lot less of that, slow growing and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
So
difference there is
I
incredible.
I have 2 New World tarantulas. I have this many.
yeah.
Everything else is Old World. Like it's
Okay.
just
I love
yeah.
Salmopoeis and like Tapanaquinius and that kind of stuff. So I have quite a few New Worlds.
They're
Yeah,
the Victorii are really cool. The
yeah,
Victorii are really, really cool. I definitely could see myself with some of those eventually. The poly, what is it? The Taplacinius polyboides,
polybots.
yeah, those are really cool too.
Yeah,
That purple's
yes,
sweet. Fast
yeah,
as hell too. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
They've gone through like some of the species that were initially Tapanaquinius have gone through quite a few different name changes and
Yeah, taxonomy is the shit show. I like trust. Yeah, yeah.
yes. And I definitely understand that they don't just change the name to change the name.
Hmm.
But now that I'm not vending as much, I've definitely like kind of been lacking in keeping up on my taxonomy changes. Like someone will say something I'm like, what is that? And then they're like, oh, that's the species that you really love. And I'm
Mm.
okay.
Oh,
Since when?
20 minutes ago.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Um, have you kept any Bambus?
I have. I had some
Are males real?
juvenile.
Have you seen a male?
So I was just gonna say that was that I had because I had got some in for the shop at some point, and I kept 3 of them for myself, and I was laughing because all 3 were female. Um, I actually I actually ended up giving them away as gifts.
I'm telling you,
I think
Phil,
they're
they're not
beautiful.
real.
They were definitely a species that I wanted really bad, but then once I had them, I was just kind of like, they don't excite me the way I was hoping they would. So
Meanwhile,
Male,
Justin can't get enough.
we're convinced that males aren't real.
they're
I mean,
not a thing.
they're
I've
not.
never seen one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
like
like 5 or 6 of them, and so far every single one has been female. And
that's
it's
crazy. That's like Pelanobius muticus. They're finding a male is like gold.
I mean, there
But
has to be
those
something
females
to
are
it.
so cool. Those
There's got to
females
be
are so
there's got
damn
to be
cool.
some sort of biological explanation for it, because
Yeah, it's like with reptiles. Sometimes temperatures make a difference, and I really, you know, I don't think that's the case because we wouldn't really all be having the same experience, because we don't all keep at the same
right.
temperature. So I mean, maybe I don't know.
I mean, they
Maybe
have to
it's
come from somewhere because they're still imported fairly regularly, and it's
yeah,
like
mhm.
There are boys
they're not
in the world somewhere.
populating.
Just not
Right.
here.
Right.
Right. They're just not in my house yet. Yes.
So it's become an excuse for me to just keep buying more of them until I hit a male, and then homeboy's gonna put in some work.
Yeah, dude. He's gonna
Right.
be.
Gonna
He's a
be
lucky
the
dude. He's a
pile
lucky dude.
hog, dude.
Yeah, I got a good group of muticus coming in. I'm very excited to
Ooh,
just
that is
throw food
exciting.
at them. Dude, they're so cool.
They
I have
are.
one right now. It's such an asshole, and I love it. Like every time I see it, it wants to just like,
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. I want more of these. Like, ooh.
Yep, I do love my fighters. It's like
You
I
got
I
any
didn't even
lividus?
I walked past you. I gave you food. Why are you mad at
Yeah,
me?
yeah, because you don't have enough. You didn't give them enough food.
Right. Yep.
Do you have any lividus?
Not currently, no, but I used
Oh,
to have this big, beautiful Lividus girl, and I was so sad when she passed away. I was very sad. And I
they're
and
my
I really
favorite.
I'm at this point I'm not big on slings. Just because now I'm back to like a regular job right now. So I don't really want to take on a whole bunch of slings because if I did that, I just know I wouldn't stop. And then my life is going to be back to a point where it's like I go to work and I come home and I
Work more.
feed and
Yeah.
feed and feed. And I told you, Justin, that I take care of my grandkids because I work from home on Thursday and Friday, and I don't want to give that time up. Like I'm very happy with that situation, so
Hmm.
trying to keep it where I can fit all of my care into the weekend. And so that's it. You know, I'll definitely get more, but I definitely plan on adults until
I-
I'm making more babies again.
Yeah.
And I think that's something too, you know, having not bred myself,
Not yet.
but having bred snakes and learned the lesson of like it's only 3 clutches of corns, which for some of the bigger breeders isn't a big deal. But if you work a full-time job and you have an entire collection to take care of, it's not until you're 3 clutches of corns deep that you realize this was really dumb. So like with newer people coming into inverts that are wanting to breed and stuff, like realistically, what is the schedule looking like if you're feeding, you know, 2 or 3 sacks worth of sort of a standard size
Oh my God, dude.
brood? You know, how much time are you spending just feeding and getting everything sorted and stuff, you know, on a weekly basis with something like that?
When I was when the shop was in full swing, and sometimes I had, you know, 5,000 or more tarantulas here.
It's a lot of spiders.
I was literally feeding just feeding, not even considering like customer service and packing and shipping. Just feeding, I was spending probably about 45 to 50 hours a week.
Good God.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yep.
I loved it. I'm honestly not
I mean,
complaining.
yeah,
It's
like
just
I would,
not what I want right this moment. So
I wouldn't mind having to do that for that many hours, but I think a lot
Yeah.
of people sort of same
Yeah.
thing with like reptiles is there's sort of this romanticized illusion or vision that, you know, we'll have all these babies and it'll be easy and not take up that much time, but it's not until you're in it that you realize like
Right.
it is a lot of time.
Yes, it is. It really is.
It's always fun though. You're right.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
helping
I
out.
love
Helping
like
out
I said, I
Drits.
loved it. My back did not love it. There's like
Yeah.
you cannot find you know, sitting at a table, sitting at a floor, sitting on the floor with a tray, you know, you can try everything and it only helps for so long. Like
Yeah.
standing and having an adjustable
Felt.
it's so
An
you
adjustable
know,
like standing desk is
yeah.
really
Yeah.
How do feeders work for 5,000 sling?
We had
Yeah.
an enormous colony of red runners, which I love.
I feel like
I
even that, like you'd have to have just
We had an
a
enormous
friggin-
colony.
yeah, it'd have
You
to be
just
right.
throw
Like,
food at it, dude. If you throw food and heat at red runners, they'll bang.
I
That's just
think
what
that
it is.
Yep, absolutely. Some heat, some humidity. I would we had our tote for the red runners, we kept it dark with a small opening for a heat lamp. And I can't remember exactly how many gallons, but it was 70 something gallons.
wow.
And
Yeah.
it was full. Sometimes I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to keep up with it, and because once they get to that point, then sometimes it'll start dying off.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it worked fine for when we needed it. Eventually, it exactly what I thought would happen, but it was that was okay because at that time I had already like slowed everything down and had very limited amount of tarantulas here compared to, you know, when it was bigger.
I think I tried red runners, or are those the same as lobster roaches? Those different?
No, it's different. Apples and zebras.
I think I tried red runners once, and the issue I had was I thought I had decent ventilation, but it was almost like the colony was generating so much heat that I was getting like condensation inside, and it got
Mhm.
really gross really quick. And like I had a hell of a time keeping it dry, like trying to keep it
Yeah.
from getting soggy, and it was
Yeah, you
bizarre.
definitely need good ventilation because mold, especially mold, will decimate a colony
Mhm.
like very, very quickly.
Yeah, I have my dubias now, and I'm not keeping them nearly warm enough because they're not growing. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have them on that
heat.
one of those heat pads on a thermostat, and I got my whole collection's maybe about 100 tarantulas. I have a 20-quart Starlight tub full of red runners. Does great, dude. I don't
really,
like it. Yeah, it's ripping, man. If you keep it fed and you keep it on that heat at like, I don't know, 94, 95,
hmm Is it like the entire thing is on the heat, like, or is it just half?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever?
It's like I bought one of those like 2 foot long ultratherm heat pads from
Mhm.
Reptile Basics, and I got it on a nice thermostat, and I put my dubia roach on my dubia roach colony on some of it, and then my red runners, and part of it's off so they can regulate,
Yeah, yeah,
and then part of it's on, and there's it's a lot, dude. They're very fecund.
yeah. I have some of those up right now. I'm using them for mice so they don't freeze.
Yeah, I'm using mine for mice too because it's chilly in here, but that's a story for a different day.
Yeah, I have a lot of good stories about red runners. About them
They're
getting loose
awesome.
in the house in large
But they're
amounts.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I also have a lot of stories about. I've always been kind of like with the spiders. If they get loose, like I've always had like large tarantula rooms in the 2 homes that I've lived in since I've been keeping, and always like their own separate rooms or whatever. And whenever I've had like a very fast tarantula get loose, I'm like, well, I guess I'll find you later. Like I'm not gonna go crazy looking for a tarantula. And as long as they're bigger, I always find them like on the wall or whatever. Um, I've had quite a few breeding mishaps where I had before I knew that spiderlings can get out of like a zilla through the
Oh yeah.
yeah. I
Those
had a
little
whole
acrylic things.
OBT escape. What's that?
Those little acrylic rubber band
No,
Zilla
no,
things.
it's not zilla, it's the glass, full glass with the black frame.
The
Oh,
Exoterra.
yeah, Exoterras.
Exoterra, thank you. Yeah, the Exoterras. Yeah, I had a whole OBT sack escape twice.
Damn.
We were finding
Free
them for
range
weeks.
OBTs.
We were
Yeah.
finding them for weeks. One time, my son went to a bonfire with his friends, and about 45 minutes after he left, he came back home with a OBT in a 20-ounce Coke container. Like, Mom, this was on my pants at the bonfire. I'm like, oh, sorry.
You ever have any centipedes get out?
I have not. My roommate has, but not here in this house. It happened to him when he lived in
Yeah.
Indiana. I actually have a video of it, and so it happened twice. And the first time he found it and he cornered it, and it stood damn near like on its hind legs, like all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second time he never found it. So
Yeah. I had 3 or 4 plings get out, and I never found them.
yeah,
But they're not
like they can go under the tiniest
freaking
space
fast,
and
yeah.
fast and
so fast, and you don't want to grab it because as a pling, they'll bite the shit out of you.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're super moisture dependent, so they'll die. But
right. They're gonna desiccate pretty quickly, most likely. I've always like I love centipedes, but I have a very healthy fear of them. Like getting bit part. So keeping them in something very tall has always been a big thing for me, so that I never have to deal with that. So
yeah, I've not had any larger ones or any adults escape. Knock on wood, thank God. But I keep them all in those like tall sterilite tubs, and my whitebeards. I'll go in my snake room at night, and they'll be standing up, pushing on the lid.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm literally not kidding, and I'm like, you sons of bitches.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna figure it out one day when I do.
You sons of guns, like. So I brought home. I bought a huge whitebeard at White Plains. It's like 9 or 10 inches easy, and it was in this like Frank Soma sold it to me, and he gave it to me in this like really like in like a little jar. Like, okay, so I bought a critter keeper because the jar had no ventilation. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, what if this thing is gonna push the viewing window open? Holy shit. holy shit. So I get home from the show. It's like fucking 1 a.m, and I'm super gluing the fucking viewing window closed. And I'm like, dude, this thing has got to last till at least after work tomorrow, because I got to go to bed, and then I'll make a new enclosure out of the fucking Sterilite tub. And it was fine. Like the centipede just wanted to like settle down and like burn, like
Right.
no issues, whatever. It was fine. But I was like shitting my pants
lock it
because
up
if
like
that
Hannibal
thing, dude, it is like this big, and it's the thickness of a corn snake. And I'm like, oh my god, if this thing pushes out of this critter keeper, my mother is gonna have my head.
Did you ask him how we got it in the jar?
Carefully, yes, carefully.
That
When I
is
go
the
to the
worst
expos
thing.
and see a 6-foot monocle cobra crammed in one of those small delis, I'm like, I really wish I was there to see you guys put this in here, 'cause it's actually really impressive. Like, holy shit.
Shipping centipedes is the worst thing that's ever happened to me ever. After my first go around, because at some point I had my own personal collection, I had centipedes and loved them, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna sell centipedes. Like, I know it's not a huge market, but I'll be happy to like keep them till they sell. And so I ordered like 30 different centipedes, probably like 5 or 6 species, whatever. And from the very first time I had to ship one, I was like, what have I done? And what
This
have
was a
I done
mistake.
it?
You got to be real sure, Amy, that
Yeah.
they can't get out of that little fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because let me
Getting
tell
them
you,
in, though.
getting them in there is one thing, but once they're in, they don't like to stay in. There was a little bit of a learning curve when I learned to ship centipedes. I was lucky. There's this guy named Warren, and he had a bunch
Warren
of
Vanderbiesen?
Warren Klein from Bushveld
Oh, okay.
Reptiles. Yeah,
Okay.
he had a Thai flame leg, locality school of
Gorgeous.
Pendra. Yeah, gorgeous. I have her in the other room. She's horrible but beautiful. And I sent some plings to my friend in Iowa. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna pack these up. Like, I'm just a Phil, doing my thing. I'm gonna pack some plings for my friend. Dude, they all got out. One of them died. There could be two Dihani plings on a FedEx truck in Iowa somewhere. Imagine being that delivery driver. Like that, that poor dude.
Oh God.
They can chew out of the 2-ounce deli cups. If you poke holes with like a
That's
toothpick or something,
crazy.
The plastic is wicked thin. You gotta be super careful. So now when I ship centipedes, it's a container in a container always.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Seems like a lot of work.
Dude,
Mm.
I sent Kara 2 adult Dihani, and getting them in the 32-ounce deli cup was a dance.
You know what I would do is I would just dunk them like you do when you're going to sex them. That's problem solved.
Yep.
I heard you talking about drowning them before I came up when I was just in the lobby, and I had to laugh. I was like, oh, if people who don't know anything hear you say that, we're all in trouble. Stop drowning your animals, you monster.
Yeah, it's either drowning or CO2, and CO2 is more effective, but there's a very thin line between asleep and really fucked up for the forever. Yeah. So like I'll just use ice from my freezer.
I see how quick it works on mice when I was heavy into breeding rodents, and I used
it's
quick. Doesn't take a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Poor guys. I always felt bad
well
when we did it.
they sleep, dude. I feel the bigger ones are easiest to pop. It's just like a snake, Justin. It's just like a snake.
Mm-hmm. Still ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, it's all right. No, it's all right. Just me. It's just me. I know.
Like I'm not really scared of them, but I'm definitely not first in line to get my hands on.
Not even if what if I produce them, Justin? You wouldn't take one as a courtesy. You could name it Doug or something cute.
You could name it Dig Dug.
Yeah, Dig Dug, dude. Little centipede.
I had one once, man, and I was good.
What was it?
I don't know. I got it off Craigslist.
You bought a centipede off?
No, I did. I bought someone's tarantulas and stuff off Craigslist, and they were like, "Oh, I have this centipede too. Do you want it?" And at the time, I was like,
Yes, I would be screaming.
Like 15 or
Yes.
16, and I was like,
Yes.
sure, why not?
Oh
I
my
haven't done it
lord.
before.
Oh, dude, that's bad.
That thing was. I won't say I was like scared of it, but I was definitely like not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a healthy
Especially
respect,
when I realized
dude.
how fast they are. I was like, oh,
It's not the speed, it's how different they move. And I
it's
would
a little bit the speed.
argue that it's
Me too.
significantly worse than a spider bite. Like by a significant margin based off
Still don't want
everything
to
that
find
I've
out
seen.
from either.
I don't like handle any of my bugs. Like that's not my thing. But like I would definitely not handle any of the old world centipedes.
Yeah.
They're really sketchy. They're really, really
Yeah.
sketchy.
I'm not
I
even
mean,
gonna
even
handle the New World.
from what I understand, even New World bites are pretty bad with centipedes.
They are, but the New World
co-
centipedes
comparatively,
are
yeah.
much more chill. They're much
Yeah.
more like because all those old world centipedes, they got monkeys trying to grab them and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know
They're
what I'm
bad
saying?
And
shit.
Phil's.
Yeah, and me and guys like me, like, oh shit, there's this Philly's gonna he's
Come
gonna
here, let
be
me
like,
drown you. Yeah.
come here, boy. Yeah, it's
Get in this ice bath.
here goes.
So I'm curious
But
about, because you mentioned that you don't hold any of your animals. I'm just curious what your whole like, what do you think about that in general, about other people holding or
you listen, you can do whatever you want in your home.
Mhm.
Like that's totally your call.
You can do whatever you like, and I can think that you're an idiot.
There's no benefit to holding any of my spiders. They're all angry dirt spiders, okay? They're looking for food or they're looking to slap the ground.
Mhm.
What benefit am I going to get? What benefit is the animal going to get if I'm holding, a huahini? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or
Yeah.
like a Vietnam silver. Like is that Vietnam silver going to be happy?
No,
No.
no, absolutely not.
No, not at all.
I,
It's going to be exposed and
If,
terrified.
though, hypothetical, if the old world stuff was as chill as like, Calcotes or whatever,
But
would
I
you
don't even want to hold the Calcotes, dude. That'll make me
like
itchy.
I'll handle I have my rose hair and stuff. Like I'll handle that. I ain't worried about it. But like I'm not gonna it's not like the snakes where it's like, oh, I haven't seen this, I haven't played with this rhino in a while. Like let me
Yeah. I'm just like pulling creepos out of the enclosure.
Right.
Yeah, no. Totally.
But like I don't know, dude. Like that big female metallic, I'm like, it'd be if I could.
I have pictures holding my Metallica girl.
I would for a little bit. Like it wouldn't be a regular thing, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, nah.
It's
Nah.
very few tarantulas have I ever held like more than once. Like I really wanted the experience of holding like most of my collection. But like I said, it's not something that I do regularly. But I've always been very, like you said, like the thing that I always say is like it's your hobby. Like you get to live it how you want to live it. I and my thing is like people who are like don't handle, it's no good for them. I would rather say no, it's no good for them. They do not gain anything from you handling them, but this is how you do it to be safe. Um, I think teaching people how to handle properly is really important because so many people are going to do it no matter how many times you say like you shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've lost the whole idea that education is extremely important regardless of how you live your hobby. There's so many other ways for people to keep these animals that our first instinct should be to keep them safe always. Yeah, you can certainly keep them on this substrate or this substrate. I like this substrate more. That substrate's not going to kill it, but this is why I like this substrate more. Do you know what I mean? And I don't
Yeah.
think you're an idiot for using that substrate.
Right. It's like that's correct, but this is the best answer.
Mm-hmm.
I get you. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, handling wise, it's I'm right there with you. Like, someone brings a phone of Pelma or something to like an educational thing, like that's that's cool. But like the handling of like pokies and other things where they're sort of treated almost like props, which I've seen on Instagram a lot as of late. just kind of makes me roll my eyes because it's the same. To me, it comes off the same as like the people that free handle, venomous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's all fine and dandy, but then it's like when you get bit, then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this was dumb, and now you're freaking out.
You're in a lot
like,
of
it's fine until it's not, and then it's. I just feel like it's fairly pointless. Like you don't have to show me the regalis crawling around your body for me to understand that it's a cool, pretty spider. It's like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like what's the point of this? Is it about you, or is it about the species you're saying is so cool? Like I don't know.
I think for myself it was about me. Like it was something I wanted to experience, and like I said,
well, I mean, like not necessarily like you as in like you wanted to do it, but like you as in like attention seeking.
Yeah, that's a little different. Yeah, I get that. Has anybody been bit?
No.
I've been
Have
bit.
You been bit?
One time.
By
an adult female versicolor, and it was 100% my fault. I make a lot of like packing videos and stuff like that, to show people how to like ship tarantulas properly. And I had packed her for a video, and then I took her out and then put her back in her house. And then I decided I wanted a picture of her for the thumbnail for the video, and she was just, done with my shit. So
just over it. Yeah.
And it was funny because I realized that I had over the years gotten really like lackadaisical about, how I treat my spiders. So it was a good lesson for me. And it is not like a bee sting, even a New World spider like that. So she bit me like right here. Immediately, like my hand was so tight, like it just felt like all my muscles were constricting or something. Over the period of 5 days, it went all the way up to my shoulder, and then I had a headache, like a pretty bad headache for 2.5 days. And then I had no after effects after that. But that was nothing like a bee sting. But I will say it was more of all of that was more like very uncomfortable, not painful, but the bite was very painful.
The mechanical damage you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say though, like I always throughout my whole keeping career, I was like, afraid that if I ever got bit that I would hurt the tarantula. But I saw her like gearing up to bite me. I knew she was going to do it. And I was like, okay, like just held my hand still.
Just
and
do
she
it, man.
She stabbed me like 5 times. I'm like, that's not even necessary. Like
she was really over it.
Yes.
Whoa, like 5 times from a versicolor?
Yeah, and she's a big
gosh,
female
Amy.
too. But
what
you
did you do?
even at that, you could not see like you couldn't see the puncture holes at all.
Really?
The only thing, initially there was like a little tiny spot of blood, and I wiped that off, and then I could not find where she bit me.
Wow.
And I never wanted to get bit. I'm not that kind of person where like, oh, I want to see how this feels. Yeah. But it was a curiosity for me. And after it was done, I was glad that it happened. It again, like put me back in a place where I respect them a little more. And remember that these are like living creatures that can harm me. And, I could have potentially harmed her when that happened. So it was good. It was a good experience.
Yeah, I've read enough bite reports from ornamentals and stuff to know that I don't need to know that it's going to suck. Like,
no, I don't want that.
No, sir.
Plenty of other people that have experienced it and told me it's
just.
I don't have to.
Just the mechanical damage from ornamental fangs. That in itself, that's a big animal.
That's
so
what
that
I think
in
about
itself
when I see people
would
handling
just
the big
suck.
Theraphosa, dude. Like an adult female, like Sturmy or something. You know how much
that's like.
That would suck.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
Those are.
No, thank you. I don't want to imagine. Not my vibe. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, not my monkey, not my circus. Facts. Oh man.
And I'll never purposefully handle into my Theraphosa because I know what it's like when I throw the cricket in there, and the first sign of movement is those bastards are like jumping across the entire setup. To
Yeah, they're
Yes.
throwing their
I
body.
know if I got a wild hair and was like, I'm gonna try it. Like the first thing that's happening is that thing's just gonna latch onto my damn.
Doing barrel
hand.
rolls to get
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm
All
gonna
that
itch.
metal.
Yes.
Insult to injury. It's like I'm gonna get bit, and then I'm just gonna break out in the hives.
Right.
Do you get itchy, Amy? Do you get itchy?
I do. Not terribly, but Quinn, my son, I mean, he gets huge welts.
Yeah,
He's got a really cool video on our Instagram of a I think it's an estes that he had coming out of a cup. And it was just a really cool video. But after he did that little photo shoot, he had these huge welts all over. I felt so bad for him. I'm like, well, I guess you can't work with those anymore, huh?
The panthos get me really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like really bad. Like Dawn dish soap in my shower. Like, yeah. It's very uncomfortable. That shit has evolved to work well. Can confirm.
Yes. Can you imagine getting it in your eye?
I would be unhappy.
Yes.
That's the word I'll use. Corey Bracken, actually, I've seen a picture of him after he got a styrmy hair in his eye, and it looked like it was just like brutal. They've evolved to just get in those mucous membranes, you know.
The fact that you can't even do anything about it, like you just gotta suffer through it.
Yep.
Oh, you can't pull it out. Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, I have tried tape. I've tried so many different things. Like
no, it doesn't matter. What do you work with a lot of panthos?
Yeah. I've pretty much had a lot of them. I again, I'm just really basic. I love like the really common stuff, and that's kind of the stuff that I've bred. I haven't bred Solaris or anything like that. I've never had them. I've also been like always the type of person that for my personal collection, like I do not spend a ton of money. Like if I can find deals, I'll get things that way. Like my Seladonia, my first Seladonia was a gift, and that's probably the only reason I ever got into Seladonia the way I did. Mm-hmm. I received one of the first females to come into the country from the very first import as a gift.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I also owned two female the Somapoes oh my goodness, my brain, the Victorii. Those were the first two to come into the country as well, and I owned one of them.
Wow.
And that's probably what made me fall in love with Somapoes was that Victorii girl. And it's funny,
I bet you she was so mean.
She was very mean, yes.
Oh,
yes.
God.
Are they as bad as sun tigers?
Yes.
What's that?
So are they as bad as sun tigers? That's the only Salmopius I've kept is Arminia. So
yeah. I think Cambridge I don't feel are quite as bad. They're a little bit more reclusive, but they've got the size to be bitchy if they want to be. Like once
that's a big spider
and start slapping, it is a scary thing. Like they do this slapping thing when they're angry.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I do like it, but
I kind of love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Seladonia, how long are you keeping slings with mom before you're separating them?
Usually like 3 meals.
Okay.
So typically right around 3 weeks. Sometimes I'll feed them faster than that. Like, in a 2-week period, I'll feed them 3 meals.
And you do the same thing as far as like other species that you've, like the Poecilotheria and stuff. Same
yeah.
deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure that I could probably switch that up for different species, but I just never have. That's just kind of the thing that I went along with. I found it worked for Seladonia, so I just started doing it with other species.
Yeah, I haven't kept any Panthos yet, and I haven't kept any of those Nesthus, but I don't know. With those, it's just been like, and I don't know if it's as bad as I think it is, but like the never being 100% sure that what you have is actually what you have thing. Is that a valid
Yeah, that genus
concern
is
with
a
a lot of
huge
that?
mess. There are certain species that are a lot different, like Zanessa species blue. There aren't, as far as in the hobby that we know of, there aren't anything that looks quite like them. And so, like, but all the other ones are, yeah, it's
It's a
sad
crapshoot.
when you're trying, yeah, exactly, when you're trying to breed. And I think I see a lot of where you try to breed them and they won't like have anything to do with each other. And a lot of times it crosses my mind that I wonder if these are even the same species.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole thing's just kind of completely turned me off to really even
Yeah, understandable.
looking into keeping those, just because it's like if everyone's like it's not actually what it was sold to you as, you know, it's like then I don't. Not that it would really, I guess, matter. Like if I'm enjoying the spider, like that's all that matters. But I don't know. There's just something about
Depends
the
if you're breeding. Yeah, it's a
right,
principle.
Right. Yep.
Because it's kind of the same thing with Formictopus. Like I just haven't, you know, those were the
Same
three
thing.
three
Yeah.
groups that Nieserg was really into or is really into, and I just, you know, he's always sending me pictures of them and stuff, and I'm like, they're cool, but like, I don't. How do I know that it's actually what it's supposed to be? And then it's like, at that point, does anybody actually know what these are supposed to be?
Yeah.
Because none of them
What are
actually
we
have
looking
like,
at here?
real names.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Someday maybe they'll straighten the genus out, but at that point, like the hobby is probably gonna be so muddied it won't matter.
Yeah, everything's gonna be a mutt.
Like those damn chondros, right, Phil?
Don't get me started, Justin, dude. Don't get me started. Your designer fucking ball pythons on sticks.
Oh, that's below the belt. That stung. That was low, Phil. God damn, my heart.
Yeah, dude. Sorry,
Oh.
I'm swinging over here.
Right, he came out swinging on that one, huh?
Yeah,
I'm telling
dude. You don't even know what you're looking at anymore. It's a green snake on a stick.
It's
like,
green and blue and yellow and
in like 3 or 4 years, it's just gonna look like a green snake.
False. It's gonna be a pretty green snake. An ugly chondro doesn't exist, man.
You're right. You're not wrong, but at the
Designer
same
or not.
time, I just like to know what I'm looking at. That's all.
Well, see, that's the rules apply for me for Pamphibedius and stuff, but they don't apply for green trees. I don't care what subspecies of green tree it is. Like,
so
mix them all together. They look awesome.
That's also a huge issue with centipedes.
The same issue.
Yeah, it is, and the thing is, centipedes are actually cool, and they don't make me itch.
And they don't make me itch.
Fair enough.
They're also not like $5,000. But
enough.
But the yellow leg that Warren got to produce plings is not actually a yellow leg. It's a Thai flame leg. Like, the hell? I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have that paper. Like, they're constantly being mislabeled.
I want to know at what point does that mislabeling happen? Like, is it happening when it's getting
Dude, it's happening
when it's getting put on the table? Is it like
it's happening at the importers because they're showing up right with bottles with water bottles full of centipedes. Okay, Warren got a black centipede that was labeled as a Dahani. Yes, there are black Dahani, but it doesn't look like a black Dahani. It's like a Thai flame tip. It's like totally different centipede from a totally different place. Like, it's just when they come from importers, they're just throwing names on it, dude. Oh, this sounds cool. We'll label it for like $60. Someone will buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's another reason why I also don't really have any desire to pursue centipedes.
Yeah.
It's very low on the list of reasons why, but it's
I was gonna say, I'm like, Justin, I don't really know if that's true, but yeah.
It's fair.
Why is my camera so bad? What the heck?
I don't
like
know. It's the technology
with a potato
gremlins
over here.
Yeah, you're taking a picture with a toaster oven.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Trust me, I've been there. Yeah.
Not cool.
We are at the 2-hour mark. Did we have anything else we wanted to touch on before we close her out?
I did not, but I did want to say thank you so much for inviting me. I love this kind of talk. It's fun to like listen to other people's experiences and get to compare them and stuff like that. So I appreciate you inviting me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. You're like a wealth of knowledge, obviously. So we greatly
We'll definitely
appreciate
have to do it again at some point.
that. Yeah. We'll get you back for a part 2 for sure.
Awesome. All right.
Well, this episode was brought to you by Fulvius Apparel, fulviusapparel.com. Hats, shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs. I want to get that Celebrate Diversity Spermatheca mug. I want to make that a mug. It needs to be a mug.
That's cool.
Yeah,
idea.
that would be a cool mug, dude. That would be a really cool
right?
mug. Yeah.
I was thinking about it, I was like, that's got to happen. So maybe
man.
That'll be a project for the weekend. So
Yeah.
Make that happen. Use the code THN at checkout. Get 15% off your order. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. But then head over to discord.gg/TA and join the Tarantula Addicts Discord. Awesome people.
It's in the corner. Yep.
Other corner, but you're
this
like
corner.
Inverted. Yeah, it's dumb. Join, introduce yourself. It's much better than a lot of the other options for community. Because people are brutal, especially on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
But check out the Tarantula community on Facebook as well. If you're gonna do a Facebook group,
do that one.
That's
the one.
Yes,
that's a cool one.
We will be back for Snakes and Stogies on Monday, and maybe a THP episode at some point. I feel like Jake and I have kind of fallen off the face of the earth with that one, but been busy because I got Phil going. Let's go. When are we doing it? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm chomping at the bit, dude.
I'm
rabid over here trying to schedule.
Isn't it horses that chomp at the bit?
I don't know what it is.
It doesn't matter. Either way.
Either way, I'm trying to schedule people.
Yeah. He's doing a hell of a job with it, man. He's making it happen. He's the man.
I try.
Yeah. We will see everybody later.
Cool.
Bye.